I literally make a living off of this Marvel Future Revolution game. So much to the point that I have almost entirely quit my main channel, which is the entirety of my full-time job for the last 3 years. I love Marvel Future Revolution. I actually have spent a lot of money in this game because I love the game. I spent $5,000. I know that's a lot. Feel free to laugh at me now if it gets it out of your system, because you're going to need to understand people spend money in this game if you're going to want to have an intelligent topic conversation about this. Mobile game spending has always been predatory. There's no argument that it started with EA with FIFA patents. I've done videos on my main channel where I break down the history and predatoriness of mobile gaming companies. I'm going to try to stay away from a lot more of those meme words today, like predatory or gambling and stuff like that, and instead try to stick to the main point of, is Marvel Future Revolution pay to win, and who is winning and who is losing, basically. It's a fairly simple topic, but it's one that has seen some confusion that I thought myself, as one of the YouTubers out here that is known for the game, should kind of put this topic to bed once and for all. If you would like to make a comment on this video and say your opinion, I would highly appreciate that. I do recommend watching the entirety of this video before doing so, as in the past, some of these videos, people obviously commented halfway through and didn't get the entire point. So with that being said, let's go ahead and get into, is Marvel Future Revolution pay to win? When you spend money in this game, the first thing you have to understand is, what do you get for your money? The first and most obvious thing you're going to notice is there's a massive power difference between some of my characters and some of the other ones. It is very obvious that the higher power is from spending money on these characters. That is going to be the crux of the point of this conversation, and is basically the entirety of the pay-to-win aspect of this game, is making your hero stronger in the game. This is the most basic breakdown of the way I can put it. Now we need to show you a good example as if this strength of power can be continued to a point where free-to-play cannot catch up. I think the best way for us to look at this problem is to log into my highest power character and look at the records and rankings of the best players on the current Otis server. This is the beta server, otherwise known as Omega Flight or soft launch server. This server has the oldest accounts in the game on it and the most money spent in the game on it. I would like to show you some of these accounts now so we can get a sort of baseline for the highest power. One of the best ways we can do this is basically go to the Dimension Duel, look through this, look at the people that have the highest squad rank, play the most. For Iron Man, for instance, Zaius, in my personal opinion, has one of the strongest heroes on the entirety of this server. We can look at it and we can see he has nano-fusioned one Midgardia piece there, and he's got some Midgardia full set there with 4 rows and stamina recovery. He's got dodge rate, attack, accuracy, crit rate, etc. Pretty good sets here as well. He's got some decent cores. You can see he's got multiple 6-star cores in some of these, and some of these are just 5-star. There's another 6-star. So what we can see here is that this person, Zaius, well, first of all, he's a good player. I know him. He's a good player. Second of all, he spent a decent amount of money, and he is a high ranking on Dimension Duel, okay? Let's go ahead and look at another player. Number 1 currently is Tequila. Let's look at this person. Once again, we have Midgardia. We have Rise of the East here, so we know for a fact he's been doing some pose, Midgardia, and then we have Midgardia once again. So what we have here is another regional person. I could go down the list and I could continue to show you the entirety of my points here. I think what you're going to understand very quickly, no matter if we look at Omega War, Dimension Duel, really almost anywhere, you're going to be seeing people like Newfin, people like Zaius, good players that understand their characters, that know what they're doing, that have also spent a good chunk of money in the game. These players can also be identified by the fact that they have higher squad rank. Now, keep in mind, I said in the beginning of this video, you're going to have to get over the fact people spend money in this game, because it's going to happen. You can't control it, and we're going to be talking about it in this video. The top players, all of these players have spent large amounts of money. Halfsend is another person I know, very successful in his real life. And you can see here, he's got Rise of the East, Rise of the East, Rise of the East, Rise of the East. That is a $10,000 outfit. That's correct. I did just say that. Did you see how many nanos he has on this? This is a $10,000 costume. This is 1.368 million power player. So if you believe at any point in your life you are going to compete with this player as free to play, you are completely 100% mistaken. In fact, we could go down this list and try to find players that are free to play that I might recognize, and you know what? I don't see really any of them. You can go down here and even see players that were the top players basically right at the start of the game that have since fallen because other people have outpaced them with spending. So my first point of the game is, if you're free to play, can you catch up to pay to play players? No. The top pay to play players have been caught up to by larger pay to play players. Okay, so new players coming into the game will outscale other people and push the other whales down, instead of the free-to-play scaling up to where they got capped and eventually climb to the top. That's not the way the system's going to maintain. And if you believe they're not going to add more ways into the game to increase your hero power, you are incorrect. So the whales will have more ways to spend money in this game as the game goes on. So I believe it is safe to say in the very beginning of this video, in the first portion of this video, that we have established that yes, if you are pay to play, you will have more power than other people and probably rank higher in Dimension Duel, Omega War, and places where power are going to decide the winner. Now we need to decide, okay, these players are getting high ranking. What are the rewards they are receiving? And are these rewards large enough to help them snowball and outpace even free-to-play players once they stop spending money? For instance, is there a mechanic that the 1% stays on top? That's the next topic we should cover. So let's look and tackle this by looking at the rewards. First thing we should notice is the rank 1 rewards are going to be 1,300 diamonds and is 3,000 of your current Omega War tokens. This is a weekly payout, meaning every month, if you get first place every single day, you're getting just about 4,000 crystals. To give you an idea, that is approximately a $60 value, and that's only for rank 1 every single time. Let's say more realistic, you're a good player, you get rank 10, we're talking 3,200 crystals, approximately a $50 value every single month. Okay, maybe my dollar values are slightly off to give you an idea, but I'm trying to just gauge it roughly what I spend at the $100 level. So that is currently where your reward rankings are for this. Well, how about these Omega War tokens? Okay, well, let's go ahead and look at this before we go into Dimension Duel. Let's talk about Omega War because these are the PvP portions of it. So if we go to tokens, we look at Omega War tokens. For 3,000 tokens, we can purchase a level 100 Omega War Battle Badge, and these can drop badges. And if you look at these badges themselves increase PvP damage, meaning the more PvP tokens you get, the more PvP damage you can eventually farm, meaning the more tokens you can get. So we can see from the drops here that yes, there is sort of a circular recursion of points and of power for the people that are on the top. This is a win more type of mechanic. So we can argue just from Omega War, we can see that. Now, Dimension Duel is the same with gems, but if we look at Dimension Duel tokens for people that are playing and getting the rewards, because again, you get Dimension Duel, and just to make sure we stay here and keep this as very simple breakdown as possible, let's look at the Dimension Duel. Number 1 is 700 tokens, 700 gems. Let's go with number 10 again. Let's say you get rank 10 in both. That is approximately another 1,600 gems, meaning combined with the other one, that's now up to 4,800 gems per month for top 10 ranking. That's completely free. And then you also have your 12,000 Omega War tokens if you're getting rank 1, or in Dimension Duel, you have, well, check this out. There's weekly report boxes and your squad Fury classified data. These can be very hard to get for free to play people. It's one of the only ways to get them because you can farm Dimension Duel tokens at least. On top of it, they're getting more core boxes, and the core boxes will allow you to get to those 6-star core more. On top of it, you can obviously see you get more specializations, you get more squad rank. It is all win more mechanics, meaning as free to play, the strongest you'll ever be free to play is right at the start of the game, because as the game goes on, the longer the whales are in there, the more and more resources they are going to be receiving. I myself have seen this. You can see this in, I have a video called What Weekly Well Rewards Look Like, where I place in the very top ranks of basically everything. Either, I think there's some I even got like rank 2 or rank 1 in, and I show you what the rewards look like. And the rewards have since been changed. And that was back then, it was even better. It was just gyms, but now it's got changed and they have these shops and everything, which in my opinion, I'm actually okay with because the Omega War battle badges, etc., aren't too bad. Though I think the rewards should be better. The friendship tokens, to give you a comparison, are garbage compared to what stuff like Dimension Duel and Omega War are in consideration. So the ones that you win from being stronger than other people are way better than the ones you win from being social. If you look at the Dark Zone, it gets even worse. And the Dark Zone is essentially something we're not even going to talk about in this game because it is not only well versus well, it's wells versus wells. It is multiple alliances fighting for the largest well territory. Now, I'm not ashamed of wells. I don't think welling in the game is morally wrong. Just so you know, we're actually called the Well Pod. I've spent tons of money in my game. I don't have problems with it. The largest debate most people have when it comes to spending money in these types of games, and we're not really going to get into the morals of it because that's for you, the viewer, to decide. But the morals and the reasons or whatever people say why is they don't want to support the gaming company or they don't want to be much of, they have addictive personalities. I myself have had that myself. So I can understand why people don't either want to support the business practice or don't want to themselves actually spend money on these type of games because of their personal habits, or maybe you just can't afford it because these games, and we all know this, cost way more money than they should. I don't know. I don't care what the reasons are for each individual people. Instead, I'm here to try to tell you what the facts are. And the facts are this game is undeniably pay to win in every mode that is PvP. This is from my personal opinion, as well as I tried to show you both power-wise, the proving that people that have higher power are higher up than people that have lower power. And I tried to prove to you the rewards will continue to make you higher power, showing it's a win more tactic. If you want to be in the top ranks, and you're not willing to continue to spend money, meaning you want to be in the top ranks and then you're like, oh, the rewards will carry me. They won't. People in the top ranks are still spending money. I showed you Halfsin, who we've done a collab with on Iron Man, because I believe he's one of the best Iron Men. And you can see out there that he has spent $10,000 just on the new costume set alone. And there's lots of people that will continue to do that as the new things like nanofusions come to the game. So unless you're willing to do that too, you cannot keep pacing. Okay, the win more rewards aren't even enough to keep up and stay at the top. It's only enough to keep the free-to-play people from being able to grow to you with just more time and effort putting in and knowledge. The free rewards you get for the top ranks will keep you out of their reach, but it won't keep you at the very, very top ranks unless you continue to spend money, meaning you're spending more money than the rewards themselves are even worth. I would argue you get less than $100 of value every single month for free out of PvP. Maybe if you include all the resources in the game, 150, 200, including the PvE, because the battle challenges are pretty good too, which is another reason why I say don't spend money. Because if you look here and you go to operations, you look at both special operations. I have got special operations to drop me regional gear on my free-to-play. On my free-to-play Spider-Man, I have 2 Xanderth masks because of this. And for this reason, you can get regional gear free. You can do most things in the game free. And the battle challenge rewards are ridiculous. If you look at them, it's a lot of good rewards. Good go. There's even a draw ticket in there. You see that? Look at that. Look at all these rewards. There's 30 of them, and that's literally every single week. So you absolutely don't need yourself to be spending thousands of dollars to get hundreds of dollars of rewards. It doesn't make sense, okay? So the game is pay to achieve, it's pay to win, it's pay to get rank 1, but it's not pay to get resources back or pay to get your value back. It's only an ego thing at the moment. There is no reason to do it. In fact, a large portion of the reason people don't even do Dark Zone is because it's, oh, my TV's yelling. I don't understand it either, TV. But another large portion of the reason people don't even do Dark Zone is because it's an hour every day. Every day. And you can still, if you're placing well in Omega War, get those badges, the PvP ones, etc., just from doing Omega Wars, which is not an hour every day. It's 20 minutes for the two of them, and you get good rewards from it too. So I understand the argument and why Dark Zone isn't even popular at the higher level, and I understand why people would either, one, not want to spend any money at all in this game, or two, when they get to the top, continue to spend thousands and thousands all the time, which if this channel takes off, by the way, and we continue to make good amounts of money and views, you're absolutely going to be seeing me money, and you're going to see me spend money. You're going to see this firsthand, so that way you can see the polls and the content and all that jazz. But keep in mind, while I do this, and while I've proven it in my personal opinion on this video, it is not worth it. It will never be worth it, and you should never spend money on this game if your point of spending money is because you want to get the rewards for doing so, or you want to climb the ranks. Terrible reasoning. If you want to buy a piece of gear, or you want to get an outfit you like, sure, but the rewards are not worth it. And for this day and age, after the recent patch, because previously I have a video saying why Marvel Future Revolution is not pay to win, and that is because they actually did some patch changes, and I talked about that in one of my video. Today, in this day and age, with the game being out in its current state, and with the Nano Fusions being added, the new sets being added, and I promise you new Omega cards and stuff are going to come too, yes, DM gives it the stamp. This is an obvious pay to win game.